continue to mount as we go to the quarterfinals, moving away from home sites and onto neutral fields. What's the bigger factor, the battle-tested team or the better-rested team? Welcome to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. This is the Capital One Orange Bowl, part of the college football playoff. As we see the number 8 seed in this playoff, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here in the booth with Kirk Hermstreet. Time to find out who's going to be moving on in the college football playoff. Team out there, we're ready to rumble for this college football playoff game. Try to make a play from deep in his end zone. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. Back's got it. He shreds again, ripping through the defense. And he's brought down, but there is a flag on the field. Let's check out this call. Now, instead of a nice gain, they're going backwards with that penalty call. Tight end goes in motion. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Didn't quite get the playoff in time. It'll be delay of game. So the penalty will back them up half the distance to the goal now. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. To throw, it's Sorsby. The throw complete to the running back underneath. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
Well, they don't pick up the first down here, but if you can use the quick passing game to stay ahead of the chains, it definitely helps your offense. And if that defense starts to creep up and take that away, that's when you can take a shot downfield.
He keeps it on the design run. Fights off a defender. And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
Big moment early in this playoff game. They face a third down on the opening drive. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. He's got it in the open. He's tackled short of the 30, but that's good enough for a first down.
Oh, the defense. They get this offense to a third down early in the game, a chance to get him off the field, but instead this quarterback shows you why they've had such a great year with a conversion.
Receiver makes the catch. They've got him at the 48, but that's a first down.
That's another completion by this quarterback. Another great gain and a first down, and already over 30 yards through the air. This quarterback is in a zone here to start this game.
Looks like the Bearcats pick up first down yardage to keep the drive going. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Here's a throw underneath to the tight end. Finding some room at the 25. And they bring him down at the 5. Solid game, though, on the completion.
Well, there's nothing better for an offensive coordinator than having a quarterback kind of get into a rhythm early in this game. Another great completion. This guy's off to a great start in this big playoff game.
The Bearcats trying to punch it in. It's 1st and goal. On 1st down, it's play action. Moves out of the pocket. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. Touchdown, Cincinnati, as they claim the lead here in this playoff game. We come out in the playoff game, Kirk, no signs of rust for the offense immediately.
Yeah, no jitters at all. After the layoff, I wondered how they might be able to come out and communicate and actually just the rhythm to the offense. But they did not hesitate. They set the tone early. Now they got themselves a lead.
And he'll lead the kickoff right there. He'll start from the 25. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Caught on the outside. It's Johnson. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Well, it's one of the things I love about this running back. It's not just this defense trying to defend him running the football. As you can see here early in this game, trying to get him involved in the passing game. Great call.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. Quarterback will throw it off the run pass option. And the defense smothers him for no gain.
Well, sometimes these wide receiver screens, the quarterback simply needs to play the numbers game to the outside, and he can avoid these negative plays in the future. Pretty much that simple.
Offense will try to convert a 3rd and long from the 27. We'll see if the defense brings the blitz. Dropping back, we're going to throw for the 1st down. And the completion made. Tackle made at the 41. It's a nice gain. They're getting closer to the 50.
Now we're starting to see this offense look like they've looked all year long. Listen, to be able to get to a playoff opportunity, your offense has got to be able to show an ability to hit throws like this on 3rd down. They hit it, they keep the drive alive. Now they have a chance to put points on the board.
And brought down at the line with that big defensive tackle.
That's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fix. They're holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Off the play fake, looking to pass it. You cannot escape, it's a sack.
I like the call here, but you can't run long, developing play-action passes like that if the offensive line is not going to give the quarterback time to throw.
So here comes 3rd and long, trying to overcome that sack. This is going to be really difficult. Now in 3rd and very long, looking to throw. Quick throw to his receiver. And it's incomplete on the overthrow. Just too much on that ball.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long. But when you're so far behind the chains, you really allow this defense to dictate things.
And the replay booth has signaled they want to stop and have another look at this one. So after taking a closer look, the officials will overturn that previous ruling. Oh, a big decision here very early. They're going to go for it on their own side of the 50 on the first possession. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. You know, he did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. Well, we know this time it's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
So 1st and 10 for the offense after a costly 4th down penalty on the defense. Receiver in motion now. Looking downfield. It's Raiola. That's reeled in. It's Hunter. Finding space at the 20. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain.
Well, it's one thing to hear about how fast this receiver is in the scouting report. You look at him on film all week. The defense coordinator tells you, get ready, this guy can run. And then the reality comes, and this guy can fly. You see it again here. Nice catch.
Off the play fake, looking to throw. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
Well, that's their 2nd sack already in this game right now. And this offensive coordinator, he's going to have to come up with some changes in pass pro. Keep a tight end in, roll the quarterback out, anything they can do to help him out. Otherwise, this poor guy's going to spend his entire playoff experience on his back.
They'll look to throw it here on 2nd down. Looking for the wideout. Fired into a tight window and picked off.
He didn't really seem to feel like he had anybody open. He just puts it up in the air, and the defense says, thank you, we'll take it.
And they'll start the drive here from the 23-yard line. Offense will keep it on the ground here. Slams right into a wall. They got it for a loss. Talk about quickness. That play is absolutely blown up in no time.
Chris, I don't know if that's a misassignment by the offensive lineman or just really good instincts there by the defender, but that play is blown up right at the snap.
Looking to pass here on 2nd down. It's a quick grab. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion.
They're able to get a short gain to make this 3rd down a little bit more manageable. But it is 3rd and long, so this offensive line's got to be ready, do a good job of communicating, pick up any potential blitzes here on 3rd and long.
There's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Dropping back, it's Sorsby. And the pass is complete to the tight end. Tackle made at the 37. It's a solid gain.
Another great play by this receiver. And I tell you, the offense coordinator's doing a nice job of moving him around. The defense knew coming into this game how tough he'd be to stop, but the way they're utilizing him is making it very challenging to be able to create the matchups that the defense wants.
Pre-snap motion from the offense. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. Looking to scramble now. And that game moves the ball across midfield. 1st down coming up from the 46. Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Well, Kirk, it's Cincinnati in front at the moment. And the 1st quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. They've flipped ends of the field. We're ready now for the 2nd period. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a 1st down play. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. Pressure is coming. Grab down the middle. It's Jackson. They finally stop him. It's a huge gain down to the 23.
Great execution here by this offense against zone coverage with a curl route. Hit that last step in your drop. You see where you want to go with it. Put it right on his shoulder for a 1st down.
And the Bearcats begin a new series here. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Lets it fly to the wideout. He fires this throw and is intercepted.
Well, the quarterback ends up being a tad aggressive, and he ends up paying for it with a pick. I get that that might be part of his playing style, but there's a difference between being aggressive and being careless.
And Nebraska's offense is back out on the field. Takes the handoff. It's Johnson. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. The Huskers come to the line in the hurry up.
Well, not much of a gain there, but this is what they do. They love to go fast. The defense has got to be aware.
stopped short of the marker after just a short gain.
Love this early in the game by this defense, taking control of the line of scrimmage, not giving this back anywhere to go, and they keep him short of the first down.
Interesting play call here. 3rd and short inside their own 20. They want to get this drive going, or a punt could give the opponents excellent field position. Back to throw. It's Raiola. Going to try to use his legs here. They bring him down, but that's a good play. Moves the ball to the 39.
This could be a turning point in this football game. Defense does a good job. It's 3rd down. They got to get after this quarterback, and instead, he pulls it down and picks up big yards for a first down. Kind of feel the momentum flipping here.
First down here for this offense. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. He shreds the tackle. Not much on that play, brought down short.
Nice job here controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on first down.
Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. He escapes the pocket. Deep throw across his body to the left. Caught inside the red zone and still running. The tackle is made. The offense is now set up with a 1st and goal from the 8.
How about that? The receiver had nobody around him. That's frankly embarrassing for this defense when you let someone deep downfield go completely uncovered.
Offense racing down the field. It sets up a 1st and goal inside the 10. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. The receiver grabs it. Brought down at the 2. After the catch, the offense close to punching it in.
Boy, tight windows as always down here. They have trust in throwing it. You just have to be smart.
Defense getting very heavy here, looking to stuff the run. They'll try to run this one in. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Here we go, back in the red zone. 0 for 2 scoring touchdowns here so far, and it's 3rd and goal. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. Touchdown, Huskers, as they get on the board here in this playoff game. But they were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and they reached the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
Point after, up and good. The PAT ties the game here in the 2nd quarter now. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Cincinnati offense retakes the field now. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception. Let's see what they can do here. Looking for a gap. It's Johnson. They bring him down to the 32-yard line.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
And there's the handoff. Nowhere to run up the middle.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
now before the snap. Off the RPO, clock to the right. Stop right there at the line. No gain.
Well, they're going to come up short of the sticks here. We got a tough decision at this point in the football game for the head coach. What will they do now on 4th down?
The Bearcats will line up to punt it away. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout before halftime. Here we go. The coach rolling the dice. 4th and 1 in his own territory. Finds his receiver. That's enough for the first down. They've got him, but they convert on 4th down, and the drive keeps going.
Just great execution here on this 4th down to keep this drive alive. And what I love is the accuracy from the quarterback and a good job by the receiver knowing where that route needed to be able to catch the ball and pick up the first down.
Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play.
Nothing better than an offense on 1st down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of it.
Grab behind the line, it's Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I can see what the quarterback's trying to do here, Chris, and he gets the completion, but just no gain. There's just no room to go after the catch.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Using his legs, it's Johnson. He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman.
Chris, I know it's not a huge gain. You didn't pick up the first down, but it's still early in this game. Never abort this running game. You keep working. It's kind of like a body blow in a boxing match. Keep wearing the defense down, and eventually you can hit a big one.
It's 3rd down after that run. To the air, it's Sorsby. Defense is coming after him. Intercepted, picked off by the defense. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Well, that's now 2 interceptions for this quarterback, and we're only in the first half. This is the exact start this defense was hoping for to create a ton of momentum.
And they'll set up at the 26 for the first play of this drive. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Looking to scramble. Deep throw across his body to the left. And it's hauled in. What a catch. They get him down, but not before he reaches the 39.
And just like that, Chris, all of a sudden the offensive coordinator and the quarterback, they changed their approach. That's a big play. So instead of just maybe trying to get into field goal range, now they're really thinking they got a shot to maybe get the ball in the end zone.
He breaks free. They got him, but not before a solid gain on the ground there.
What a great job to be able to establish some rhythm to an offense. When you can run the football like this, it just opens up the playbook. You can continue to run. You can go to play action. You really keep the defense on their heels when you can run the ball like this. Nice play.
Catch hauled in here over the middle. Not much after the catch, but it is good enough for a first down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. The tight end has got it. And a quick timeout called by the offense after the play.
That's what makes this tight end so dangerous. You can flex him out into that slot position. He shows you his versatility. He can be an inline guy that can block, but here he shows you what he can do with his hands.
2nd down, we're going to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Well, the call was sort of predictable, Kirk, but that tight end is just so tough to stop down here in the red zone.
Listen, speaking on behalf of all quarterbacks, you get down into the red zone, you're looking for that big target that you can trust. He's going to run a good route, and he's got a big wingspan to allow you to make a throw up into the air. He can go up and make a catch over most defenders. Really good execution. They come up with 6.
PAT puts him in front by 7. So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. Here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? To throw, it's Sorsby. Looking right, this one caught. He saw him, but he gets out across the 25-yard line. One more play before they head to the locker room. So a timeout is called to talk strategy. Maybe time for one or two more plays before halftime. So the offense takes the field in the final seconds of the half. Chance for just a couple more plays. First down, looking to throw the football. Wow, a third pick tonight by the QB. They bring him down, a chance to turn that into points just before halftime.
I'm going to give the defensive coordinator a tip of the cap here. They went with dime coverage with 6 defensive backs, which gives them a lot more speed on the field. And with those defensive backs, they're able to play better in space. They recognize the ball, step in front of it for a nice interception.
Knocks that one right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it down to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. On the hands team all over that to make the recovery.
Trying it onside to start the third with the lead? It's, I guess, a bold strategy. Now we'll see if it comes back to bite them.
Here comes the Nebraska offense back out on the field. Trying to build the lead as we begin the third quarter and trying to clean up those pass protection issues. Looking deep downfield to the left. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
Love this aggressive mindset from the quarterback and offensive coordinator. Found the matchup that you wanted, take a shot downfield. You don't hit it, but you made the defense be aware of it.
They misfire in first down, so it's 2nd and 10 from the 41. To the air, it's Raiola. It's caught, but out of bounds, so incomplete.
You know, I like the quarterback's patience here, and instead of trying to force the issue and squeeze the ball into coverage, he just decides to just basically throw it away and live for the next down.
Punt over the middle. It's Mills. They convert on third down and move the football to the 25.
Boy, this offensive line, you got to tip your cap. They've done everything you'd ask of them in taking care of this quarterback. They do it again here on third down, working with that lead. You know the pressure's coming, and they deliver.
Catch made, a lot of space now. Fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Kirk, this quarterback told us this is my time to shine. Playoff game. He has gone out and backed that up so far.
Yeah, he's done everything that's been asked of him and more. Just a great job of getting into a rhythm. Really tough to defend. Right now, the defensive coordinator, you can see him down there. He's throwing his headset. He's frustrated. He's got to come up with some new wrinkles to try to slow this guy down.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback will start the 25. And here comes the Bearcats offense back out onto the field. This drive is important. Last one ended in an interception. Let's see if they can get it going here. To throw, it's Sorsby. Caught behind the line. It's Johnson. Good job of the defense to fight through the blocks on that screen. He's short of the first down marker.
You can see what the offense is trying to do here with this screenplay, but they avoid disaster by at least getting a few positive yards. The defense doing a great job of anticipating the screen here.
Second down after that short completion. Quarterback drops back. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. Good enough for first down yardage. Looks like the Bearcats hustle to the line to run the hurry up.
Well, there's no time to sit there and talk to each other as a defense. You give up a big gain for a first down, and already you got to get lined up because here comes the ball again.
They make the tackle, but not before he reaches the 37. The Bearcats line up on 1st and 10 now. On the ground, it's Johnson.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Second down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, he's probing the secondary. Catch is made down the middle. Tackle is made, but the gain sets the offense up. 1st and goal from the 9.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough.
All the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. That's a crucial response with this offense, but still plenty of work to do here in the third quarter.
Well, I love that they're still fighting and competing. You can tell they've made some adjustments at half and try to get them back into this game. And that score is a great start.
And now the try here for the extra point. The extra point is good. They cut the lead to 10, 24-14. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. And Nebraska's offense is back out on the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments to get a stop? First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. They get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
Back to pass. It's Raiola. Lets it go quickly. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
That's a misfire there, Chris. This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
Offense will try to convert a 3rd and long from the 27. We'll see if the defense brings the blitz. Fires it to the wideout. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. They bring it down, but he makes the 40-yard line. That's a solid game.
Well, this quarterback is unflappable. Here they are working with the lead in the second half. Get to a 3rd down. You got to throw the football. This is where you trust the quarterback to make a good decision, an accurate throw. He does it. You convert, and you keep working that clock.
He'll hand it off. Breaking tackles.
You know, in an era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Trying to find some room. It's Johnson.
Well, I feel like they called that knowing chances are they're not going to hit a home run. But look at this. Put themselves in a perfect 3rd down situation. It's much more manageable. Now we'll see if they can convert.
And it's a bunch formation. 3rd down, out of the shotgun. Snags the good throw. And they do pick up first down yardage. Set up now at the 44.
Think about this, Chris. These guys have been working since January of last year to get ready for a dream season. They've had that. Now they're here so close into the postseason and the playoff, working with the lead. It comes down to a third down. They do their job, convert. Now they keep working that clock and getting so much closer to advancing to the next round.
The Cornhuskers are going to keep this drive rolling. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. That's a nice wrap-up there by the junior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Calls it in outside the 10 and still running. They bring him down, but the game sets up the offense first and goal from the 10.
Well, it's got to be so rewarding for an offensive coordinator when your play call perfectly counters the defense's call. That's exactly what we saw right here. That play targeted the coverage's biggest weak spot, and it led to a wide-open wide receiver.
Running back grabs it on the screen. Tackle after the completion down at the 1-yard line.
Screen plays are risky because the defense can get to the quarterback and it also can be covered. Many times, the quarterback just throws it away. Here, they get some positive yards.
Solid gain puts him in good position for second down and goal. Flying for the touchdown on the right side. Touchdown, Huskers! This offense is still clicking.
Well, this defense just getting manhandled at the line of scrimmage. They just loaded up in that goal line formation and pushed their way into the end zone.
Here comes the point after attempt. Extra point makes it a 17-point game. Momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And for the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. Scanning the field, it's Sorsby. It's a wide receiver screen. Breaking free at the 35. He's in the clear. He's past the 30. Inside the 10. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. A quick strike to be able to climb back into this football game. Now can the defense do their job and get a stop and give this hot offense the football back?
And it's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. Goes out the stiff arm. At the 30. Inside the 20.
Well, you talk about making a play. He gets the pick, and he almost has the speed to take it all the way back. But that's great awareness and speed to track him down and prevent giving 2 points back the other way. Huge momentum swing right there.
On the hands team does their job and secures the recovery. And Nebraska's offense is back out on the field. Passing game was so effective in the last possession, right down for a touchdown. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. They're going to run it here. That strong run defense, not much of a gain on the play.
Well, I thought he might shake free there. He's able to break one tackle, but give credit to the secondary. Good job of coming up in run support.
Second down after that run on the previous play. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play.
Anytime the offense can have any kind of success stretching the defense horizontally, puts the defense at a really tough spot. They'll have to adjust to these types of motion plays going forward because the more the offense can stretch you out, the more they can hit those vertical seams.
Scanning the field, it's Raiola. Tight coverage, deflected and incomplete, brings up fourth down.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points, but they could have more. You've got to be thinking about going for this on 4th and short.
This should be the last play of the quarter. QB keeper all the way. And they bring him down, but that's enough for a first down as the clock runs down here in the third quarter. Booker, Nebraska has the lead here, sitting in a pretty good spot as you wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game sets while we have a chance. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? So here we go, first play of the quarter. The offense has a first down. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Now I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. The downfield shot is incomplete. Brings up third down.
Chris, they come up with the incompletion, but I like the idea of stretching the defense. It can do so much to help out with your short to intermediate passing game, even affect the running game by making those safeties aware that you're willing to take a shot downfield.
They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Fires it to the wideout. It's incomplete. This efficient offense doesn't convert on third down this time.
Hey, it's an incompletion, but it's a nice job by the quarterback. I know it didn't pan out, but the most important thing is he didn't turn the football over and he didn't take a sack. It'll give your kicker a chance to put some points on the board if they opt for the field goal here on fourth down. Snap, the hold, the kick, everything there perfect to put 3 points up here for the offense.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Cincinnati offense back out on the field. Last time out, a one-play touchdown drive through the air. Can they keep it going here? And that pass ball's incomplete. Second down play coming up. After the incompletion on first down, looking to throw it again. Quick completion to the tight end. Finally, they get him. A great tackle by the quarterback. Not easy with that size difference. It's third down. Quarterback in the shotgun. Caught quickly. Tackled at the 32. That's enough for a first down. And the Bearcats will hustle to the line to crank the tempo. They keep him guessing with a run. Gets the first and still running. The stop made at the 45, but enough for a first down. Offense clicking now. It's another first down at the 45. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Johnson. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion.
I love what the defense is doing here. Sitting back, giving up some plays underneath, tackling these guys inbounds, and just keep that clock rolling.
That completion sets up a second down play. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Looking to throw. It's Sorsby. Quick throw to his receiver. Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. The senior with an outstanding grab there.
Hey, it's a nice gain here, and they get the first down to stop the clock. But late in the game, trailing by a couple scores, these receivers have got to be thinking about getting out of bounds as often as they can to preserve that clock to get...
Makes the catch. Can he get in? He makes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. That's another passing strike from his quarterback. He is having himself a tremendous ball game.
Boy, this guy just can't miss. Every single time he throws, it seems like he's coming up with another touchdown. The receivers are running good routes. He has enough time to throw. And, man, this poor defense, they might want to think about changing up coverage because right now it is not working.
Solid tackle, able to get him down. I believe they're going to line up here and go for the onside kick. And he safely make the recovery. The onside kick doesn't work. Here comes the Nebraska offense back out on the field. They settled for a field goal in the last possession. They're looking for the end zone, no doubt, here. Stop after a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. That's exactly what we saw right there.
And the wideout goes in motion. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Oh, he can't connect with the wideout that time. Incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll have to try to convert here on 3rd and 9. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Taking a shot deep toward the end zone. And he makes the catch. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you have to do is get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
And he knocks through the PAT. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. That one bounces through the end zone, so it'll start at the 25. And the Cincinnati offense retakes the field now. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Off the play fake on 1st down. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. He runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
Hey, you're down by a couple possessions late in the game. That's exactly how you want to start this drive. Let's see what they can do with it after that nice game.
Fresh set of downs for the offense after that 1st down completion. Quick throw caught on the left side. Tackle is made very near midfield. Good enough for a 1st down. The Bearcats looking to use the up-tempo offense here. Looking to throw it on 1st down. The pass is incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, and here comes a late flag. And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Offense on the move now as that penalty gives them a fresh set of downs. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. Grab behind the line. It's Johnson. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain.
You talk about a dream football game at the college level. This guy's now over 400 yards passing today.
Looks like the Bearcats with 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw it again. Caught in the backfield. It's Johnson. Pass caught. 2nd down now. Back to pass. It's Sorsby. Throws it to the right. Finds a man downfield. It's a big gain to the right. He's down after the catch at the 12. A red zone opportunity. Play action here on 1st down. Looking to the end zone. Pass ball is incomplete, but the defense may have jumped. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. Gift to the offense with the offsides. Makes it 1st and 5. And the back now goes in motion. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. And it's incomplete. Even on a 1st down throw, he was under some heavy pressure.
Man, the quarterback got nailed there, Chris. We'll have to take another look. He gets the ball out, but he took a big hit. This offensive line has got to do a better job at taking care of their superstar if they want to have a chance to win this game.
So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Running out of time in the pocket. Gets the ball off as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this one's on the offensive line, Chris. They've got to do a better job of protecting the franchise quarterback. This guy's as good as there is in the country, and they're letting this pressure get to their quarterback. You either get the ball out faster, or the offensive line's got to do a better job of taking care of their guy.
And it's incomplete again. 4th down coming up.
Well, they decide to throw the ball here on 3rd down and short. I really thought the easy thing is just run the quarterback or hand it off, pick up the 1st down, keep this drive alive, and get 6 points on the board.
Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field trying to chip away at this lead. 4th down. He's throwing for it. This will go incomplete and a turnover on downs.
Boy, Chris, you just know down by a couple possessions late in this game, they had to be able to deliver here on this 4th down to give themselves a shot. By not getting the 1st down, this one feels like it's over.
And Nebraska's offense is back out on the field. Grinding away with a running game. They get him down, but he gets the ball across the 10-yard line.
No, this is definitely not the time to get cute as an offense and as a play caller. This defense is thirsty for any kind of big play at all to try to create a turnover. So just keep it on the ground and play smart.
Here's the 2nd down play. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. And they try the middle, but stuck for no gain. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. This is a big 3rd down play coming up. If they can get the stop, you have to believe you'd see a timeout. Looking to pass, it's Raiola. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. And it's hauled in way downfield. Now here he goes. Touchdown, Nebraska. And the route is on.
You know, this head coach and even the players always talk about wanting to play a full 4 quarters. And that's what we're seeing right now. I don't think they're interested in running the score up. I just think they're out there executing the plays called. Right now, they continue to put touchdowns up on the board.
Point after, not right through. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. In the first play of the drive now from the 25. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
Well, we saw a lot of this in the first half. They go right back to him again, and we can see the second half, that same trend continuing. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm rolling my coverage. Get a corner up in his face and put a safety back behind him. Some kind of double coverage to slow this guy down.
On 1st down, it's play action. He's running out of time here. He's going to pull it down and run. Gets loose on the scramble and picks up a decent gain. Short of the 1st down, though. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Back to throw. It's Sorsby looking for the wideout. Another interception. Wow, that's his 4th tonight.
Oh, you feel terrible for this quarterback. He's played well all year. He's trying to make a play, trying to force it into coverage because they need points at this point in the game to try to advance into the next round of the playoffs. Puts it into coverage, and that's probably going to do it.
The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
Well, the defensive line does their job eating up those double teams, freeing up the backers to make the play.
So with the lead secure here, it's time to just take a knee, run out the clock, and plan the victory celebration. And the offense just takes a knee here.
This has been a great game and a great opportunity for this offense to show what they've been all about all year. They win today, and they advance to the next round.
With the clock running down, they're just one kneel down away from the victory. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games, but you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that's going to wrap it up. The loser starts the offseason. The winner moves on. And so do we. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.